Hi guys, this is Skylar back with a video. You have seen me do these videos where I compare coolers in the past. I was contacted by Patriot Cooler wanting to do a side-by-side like I did before on the 20 quarts, and at first I really had no interest in it until I started to read a little bit about the company, and I really wanted to make sure I get this one out here. Anyway, Patriot Cooler, basically one of the big things that I like about it is 20% of their net profit goes to a nonprofit organization. It's called Home for Our Troops. So the fact that they're giving 20%, that's amazing. I think that's awesome, and it made me want to do it. They also give a 15% discount to military. Yeah, there's a military discount on them. And also I'll put a coupon code up there where you can get another discount for from watching this video here. That should be on your screen now. So we talked about the discounts a little bit before we get to the comparison. Let's talk about the price. That's what everybody wants to know, is how much they cost, and then we'll talk about how they compare against the big boys. So first of all, the Patriot is $159.99, $160, and the Rtic is the next one we have. That I did. Sorry. Rtic is $150, so it is $10 less, but with the discounts and everything that you're going to get, that the Patriot's going to come in lower. And of course, when you talk about price, there is the big boy on the playing field here, which is Yeti. Yeti has dropped their prices a little bit recently. They are down to $200, but still quite a bit more than the others. So Yeti being the most expensive one, we're going to see how it compares. It should be the best, right? Anyway, this is going to be a test just like the others I've done. I want to go ahead and get rid of some, I'm sorry, bumped the camera there. I want to get rid of some of the trolls and things like that out, right now. Yes, I realize this is an indoor test. It's not out in the sun like most of them would be. I'm not constantly going into it like you would be on a camping trip or anything like that. I wanted to make this as fair as possible, so I have it in a controlled environment. All of them are kept in a controlled environment. All of them are the same temperature when they started. Everything is as fair as I can possibly be. So that being said, yes, I realize it's not the back of a truck for the test, but that wouldn't be fair for everywhere in the country. So what I'm going to do is fill up each one of them with the ice from a local vendor. I'm going to put a drink into each one, and I'm going to run laser tests every afternoon at roughly the same time every night, but I will do all three of them at the same time together anyway, so it will still be fair. So anyway, let's get this test started. I figure this is probably going to take me a little less than a week. Be right back. Okay guys, well, we're on the first day of the test. I've just filled up all the coolers and gotten everything set up, and so we're just going to check out what we have done with the Yeti first. I tried to make these as fair as possible. So you can't tell because there's too much ice in there, but I do have one can of, I think it's seltzer water down in there. There's one in each one, and that'll be what I'm basing my test on. I just wanted to have something so that you could see, because of these white coolers and the contrast. I wanted you to be able to see into it and tell how much ice was there. So obviously there's plenty of ice now. I tried to make this as even as I possibly could on all of them. So first we got the Yeti over here, and it is going to be sealed up until tomorrow. I'll close that in a minute. Then we went over to the Rtic. A lot of people are familiar with Rtic. Of course, everybody's familiar with Yeti. A lot of people know what Rtic is. Same deal, made it as fair as possible. Some of you may notice that it is a little bit low, like I mentioned before. Because of these lips and things, I have to see how much I can pack in. So I tried to make it even everywhere by how much ice I put into each one. Y'all just have to trust me on that one. Anyway, so the Rtic, for the Georgia fans. And then the newcomer that I wanted to check out, this is the Patriot. And we're going to see how it does. So, like I said, all three of them have the cans down inside, and tomorrow we'll see how they fare. Hi guys, okay, well, it's day 2. and gonna check them out. I had to go get this is a little bit later than I normally do them. I'm trying to do them at the same time every day. I'm a couple hours late because I lost my laser temp thing and laser thermometer, and had to go buy a new one. So I had to go make a run, and after getting back, and I was a little bit behind. So anyway, it is a little bit later in the night, but we're going to do this one anyway. Shouldn't make much of a difference. This is the beginning of the test. So let's get going with the Yeti. First of all, before I open it up, I want to check the temperature on top. I've done this in my videos in the past. So basically, the warmer it is here, the better. So that means that cold is not being released. And that's going to be true in a couple places, and I'll go through those real quick. Okay, so let's test this out. We'll start with the Yeti first. Alright, it is 71.9 degrees, center of the lid. That is the thinnest part. So, let's see. Alright, let's go over to the Rtic. Uh, 71.6, pretty much the same. And 71.6, so no real difference. Now, another place that I like to check for this, the seams. I'm not going around to all the seams and worry about it. One place that would collect, and I don't want to point at it because I would displace the air. I mean, I don't want to put my hand in to show you, but like on the Yeti, where the handle is on the front to open it, that is a collection, and we could see how much was leaking out of the seams. I don't know if that makes sense to you or not. It's just something that I tend to check, and I do notice a difference there. So it is 70 degrees there, so that is pretty cold. .4 or 71.2, going back and forth, and same on that one. Really not much of a difference on them. I'm not going to say anybody's winning at this point. So let's check out the inside. I kind of already know what's going to be going on from past experience, so let's start with the Yeti. Okay. Now I'm using the laser just to point at things, but I don't know if you can see it or not around the edges. But anyway, the ice has some shrinkage because they have not been disturbed. I haven't been touching them to keep it completely fair. Around the edges there is a gap. That is normal. I see that all the time, but you can see there's dramatic volume loss there, or actually there is no volume loss, but it looks like there's a loss in volume of ice just from the melting. As you can see, it dropped quite a bit. So go ahead and break that up. And I'm going to do this just for continuity. It's no point right now until later. This doesn't matter. 34.1 is the temperature of the ice itself. As I wouldn't really expect anything to be different, or much different. The can inside 42, actually jumping around, hold on. Let me get a steady one. It's holding 47, 48. So we're right there. I'm going to put this back down inside. Okay, same deal. There's definite shrinkage around the edges. And it's colder, 33.6, fluctuating right around that. And 47.8. And the last one is going to be the Patriot cooler. I don't know how well you can see this. Let me see. I'm sorry to disturb the camera so much, but I'm going to lean up on it. I want to show you something. This probably isn't that big of a deal, but I am kind of impressed. Sorry, I'm doing this with the tripod on it here. But if you look around the edges, focus in, there is shrinkage, but it's visually less. So let me set this back up. Okay, so now I'm going to break it back up just like I did before. As far as the shrinkage, by the way, I'm still not declaring anybody leading or winning or anything like that, because that's not really going to matter yet. So don't take anything from that. 42.9. Wow. Okay. I actually would have expected all the drinks to be closer to the ice temperature, but they're not. But anyway. So that's the end of day 2. See you guys tomorrow. Okay guys, welcome to day 3. We're going to do the same thing we did before. I'm going to start with the Yeti, and I'm going to be measuring the temperatures to the top, just like I did before. So for the Yeti, 70.5. For the Rtic, 69.8. Like I said before, the lower the temperature here, the worse, because that means that the cold is leaking through. And on the Patriot is 70.5. So now I'm going to measure to the handle on the seam, which I think is where it'll collect, just like before. So we'll do the Yeti, 69.8. On the Rtic, it is 70.1. And on the Patriot, 70.1. I'm sorry, 70.8. Okay, so now let's open them up, see how they did. Go to the Yeti. Okay, so now you can obviously see there's a lot more melting going on. There's a lot more liquid now. So, and you can even see the can down inside. So, let's go ahead and get our measurements. The water is 37.4. The ice, of course, there's plenty of it there. That's not a problem. But of course, this is only on day 3. So, let's get a measurement on this here. It is 52, 51, 52 is fluctuating a little bit on the can itself. But still plenty of ice. You can see how, as I toss it in, how the ice is. You can get the consistency of it from that. Alright, on the Rtic, the ice is 35 degrees. Ice feels much more solid, like there's more ice in there. But that could just be in my head. I'm not sure. We'll know more as the test goes along, so I'm not ready to declare that anybody's pulling ahead yet. Temperature of the can, 50 degrees. And didn't go in as easy either, so it may be pulling ahead, but I'm not going to declare that yet. Okay, the Patriot cooler had a little bit of vapor lock, which is actually kind of surprising this early. That was a little impressive. Let's check the ice. 34.8, fluctuating around there. Very solid amounts of ice. And I will go so far as to say, as of right now, it looks like the Patriot cooler is pulling ahead a little bit, but we don't know that it will stay there. Now the ice is frozen to the can. Temperature 46.4 degrees. So as I go, I can't really tell from doing it, because as I move from one to the next, putting my hand in each one, my hand starts to hurt from the temperature, it being so cold. So by the time I get to the second and third one, of course it seems much colder to me, but of course my laser thermometer does not lie. So that's actually pretty cool. Can't wait to see on the all-important day 4. Well, and tossing in like butters. You see, it's not dropping in. The ice is much more solid, hasn't turned into liquid quite so much. Very impressed. Anyway, see how it does tomorrow. Hi guys, okay, but this is day 4. Day 4 is the one that I always talk about, is the one that I focus on a lot, because day 4 is where most events, most camping trips, most everything ends in 4 days. That's our 4 days or less. Very rarely does anybody go beyond 4 days. That may not apply to you, but for the most part, this is where a lot of people will be on their way back home. So let's see how this thing does. Alright, so we're going to start it out again with the Yeti. 66.2 degrees on the top. It's pretty cold. Remember, again, the colder the worse for this test here. 66.2 the Rtic. And 66.5 for the Patriot cooler. Alright, we're going to check for leakage on the Yeti. 66 even. 66 even on the Rtic. 66.5 on the Patriot cooler. So, pretty much even across that. Let's go inside, let's check out the Yeti. Okay, obviously a lot more melting going on. 36.3 degrees on the ice. But still plenty of ice left. So, to be honest, yes, Yeti does hold out for the entire 4 days without any problem. But it's supposed to go farther than that, but on my 4-day benchmark, Yeti would do fine. The drink is 46.5. And you can see the resistance there. Alright, on the Rtic, just from a first glance, it looks like there's a little more, I don't know how to say it, a little more chunky ice. We'll see in just a minute. It is 34.8 degrees. Yeah, I had to, it doesn't really matter. I had to break it apart when I reached in. Not that big of a deal, but still. Temperature is what matters. The drink is 42.1. resistance. Had to break through first. And then finally on the Patriot cooler. First glance, it looks like the ice is much more substantial in here. We're fixing to find out though. Temperature of the ice, 34.3 degrees. Very much ice in there, very chunky. 43.8 degrees on the drink. And as you can see, the resistance was much higher there. There's much more ice in there. Well, that's the end of my day 4. So now we're going to start watching, and we should start seeing failures coming up over the next couple of days. So if day 4 is over, let's see how they do on day 5. Hey guys, welcome to day 5. We're going to go through these just like I have in the past few days. So let's start with the Yeti. Keep in mind that as I do these, our temperatures here in Georgia are going nuts right now, so that's why these external temperatures are fluctuating wildly, even though I try to keep it pretty much the same in this controlled environment here. But at least it is fair for all of them. The Yeti at 71.2 degrees. $70.8 on the Rtic. 70.8 on the Patriot. Alright, let's check the seals on the Yeti. 71 degrees on the Yeti. 71.2 on the Rtic. 71.4 on the Patriot. Pretty much the same on all of them. So we'll go to the inside, start with the Yeti. A lot more melting going on. 38.8 degrees on the ice. Still a little bit of ice in the top. Definitely coming to an end on that one. 49 degrees on the can. And the resistance is like that. So we'll go to the Rtic. .6 degrees on the ice. I'd say twice as much ice in this one as in the Yeti as far as the deep ice. .3 degrees on the Rtic. And a little resistance. Vacuum seal on that again. .4 degrees on the ice. Way more ice. .4 degrees on the can. Resistance. Not bad. So basically at this point the Patriot's definitely pulling ahead, beating the Rtic by a little bit, but I'm expecting the Yeti to probably bow out somewhere during day 6. That's just a prediction. We'll see how I do. See you tomorrow. Hi guys, well here we are at day 6. I'm expecting some failures, but I don't know yet. We're going to see how it turns out. So let's see where we're at. Top of the Yeti, start with that one, is 68.9 degrees. The top of the Rtic is 67.2 degrees. So expecting failures, 2 degree differential there. And then 69 degrees on the Patriot cooler. Okay, well, let's check the seals. We'll check the Yeti first. The Yeti is at 69 degrees. 69 on the Rtic. 69.6 on the Patriot. Alright, let's check out the inside. First we'll go to the Yeti. The Yeti's done. The temperature of the water, I don't know when it failed, so I'm going to tell you the temperature of the water is 44.4 degrees. The can is 48.7 degrees. And of course, there won't be any resistance, and my wife's going to kill me for spilling water. The Rtic, let's see if it's done. A couple little shavings in there, but nothing that matters. 44.7. The can itself, 47. Oh, I'm sorry, it's jumping. Hold it steady. Right around 50, moving around a little bit. And the Patriot. Wow. Okay, as you can see, the Patriot by far won this one. With plenty of ice. Temperature 37 degrees. Let's check. Can 45 degrees. So this is kind of a no-brainer. I don't really know when the Rtic and the Yeti bowed out through the sometime probably today. I'd say they were close enough to say it's a tie. The Patriot cooler has at least another day before it's completely shot. But there is definitely no arguing who won this one. Patriot won by a lot. So congratulations to Patriot. That's it, guys. Wow, guys, I can't believe how well the Patriot did. That is amazing. I'm very happy I did this review. I'm happy to be able to show that, for a very reasonable price, and to be able to beat the other high performance coolers out so bad, and basically at the price of the lowest one. So I'm very happy I did this video. Congratulations to Patriot. You did an awesome job making a wonderful product, and hope everybody got something out of this. Thanks for watching, guys, and I got some ideas. I'm gonna try and get some videos out there for you real soon.